The Stranger in the Lifeboat by Mitch Albom. The Stranger in the Lifeboat is a story of survival, faith, and the profound impact of belief. Through the trials of the lifeboat's passengers, Mitch Albom explores the depths of human despair and the heights of spiritual hope, inviting readers to reflect on their own beliefs and the miracles that may exist in their lives. On a serene evening, the luxurious yacht, the Galaxy, cuts through the azure waters of the Caribbean. On board, a mix of wealthy passengers and crew members enjoy the calm seas, unaware of the impending disaster. Suddenly, without warning, a catastrophic explosion rocks the vessel. Chaos ensues as the Galaxy begins to sink rapidly into the dark abyss of the ocean. Amid the panic, 10 people manage to scramble into a lifeboat, their faces etched with fear and disbelief. The survivors, an eclectic group of people from different walks of life, find themselves adrift in the vast ocean. Among them are Grace, a compassionate and introspective woman, Lambert, a pragmatic and skeptical businessman, and Alice, a devout believer. They are joined by a mix of passengers and crew members, each grappling with their own fears and uncertainties. As the reality of their situation sets in, they face the harrowing prospect of dwindling supplies and an uncertain fate. Days pass, and hope begins to wane. Just as despair threatens to overwhelm them, they spot something in the water. With great effort, they pull a man aboard. Drenched and weary, the stranger gazes at them with calm, penetrating eyes. He introduces himself as Benji and, to their astonishment, claims to be the Lord. His words stir a mix of reactions among the survivors. Alice's eyes light up with faith, while Lambert's brow furrows with skepticism. Grace, caught between belief and doubt, decides to keep a journal of their experiences. Grace's journal becomes a lifeline, capturing the daily struggles and shifting dynamics within the lifeboat. She documents the searing heat, the gnawing hunger, and the relentless thirst. More than the physical suffering, Grace writes about the emotional and spiritual turmoil among the group. Benji's presence and his bold claim challenge each survivor to confront their deepest beliefs. Grace finds herself reflecting on her past and her own faith, wondering if this stranger could truly be divine. As the days drag on, the lifeboat becomes a crucible of faith and doubt. Alice prays fervently, convinced that Benji is their savior. Lambert, however, questions Benji's authenticity, demanding proof of his divinity. The other survivors oscillate between hope and despair, each influenced by their own life experiences and beliefs. Benji remains serene, offering cryptic yet profound answers to their questions, urging them to believe without seeing. One morning, they awake to find fresh water in their flasks, though they had been empty the night before. The group is divided. Is it a miracle or a trick? Benji offers no explanation, only a serene smile. As the days continue, more inexplicable events occur, further polarizing the group. Grace, through her journal, captures these moments of wonder and skepticism, noting how each person's faith is tested and transformed. Weeks later, weakened but alive, the survivors are finally spotted by a passing ship and rescued. As they are brought aboard, they turn to thank Benji, but he is nowhere to be found. The lifeboat is empty, save for Grace's journal. The survivors are left to ponder whether Benji was a divine being, a hallucination, or simply a man who inspired them to hold on to hope. Back on land, the authorities launch an investigation to understand what happened to the Galaxy and its passengers. Grace's journal becomes a key piece of evidence. Investigators, skeptical and analytical, sift through the entries, trying to separate fact from fiction. They interview the survivors, each offering a different perspective on Benji and the miracles they witnessed. The survivors, now safe, grapple with their experiences. Alice remains steadfast in her belief that Benji was the Lord. Lambert, though still skeptical, admits that something extraordinary happened. Grace, her faith rekindled, shares her journal with the world, inviting others to reflect on the nature of miracles and the power of belief. The story of the lifeboat becomes a beacon of hope, inspiring many to ponder the mysteries of faith and the human spirit. Years later, Grace visits the beach where their lifeboat was found. She sits by the water, reflecting on the journey that tested and transformed her. She opens her journal, reading the words that captured their struggle and survival. As the sun sets, she feels a deep sense of peace, believing that, whether divine or human, Benji's presence was a reminder of the resilience of the human spirit and the enduring power of faith.